Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of the weirdest things to pop up on the internet, a viral video pretending to be the full movie of Housefull 5. Now, here's the thing. It's a film that doesn't actually exist, but its plot is so completely chaotic and bizarre, we just had to break it down. Okay, so let's get right into it. The story, if you can even call it that, is all about a massive inheritance, a couple of murders on a luxury cruise ship, and a truly ridiculous search for a mysterious, long-lost heir. Believe me, it is a wild ride from start to finish. To even try and make sense of all this madness, we're going to deconstruct this bonkers plot in 6 key parts. We'll start with the strange will that kicks it all off and go all the way to the absolutely absurd final punchline. All right, so picture this. We're on a fancy private cruise ship owned by Ranjit Dobriyal, the 7th richest man in the UK. He's celebrating his 100th birthday, but the party doesn't last very long because he promptly has a heart attack and dies. Party's over. And this is where things immediately get weird. Instead of a normal paper will, a hologram of Ranjit appears. And this hologram announces that his entire multi-billion-pound empire isn't going to his family, who are all right there. Nope. It's going to a secret, long-lost son from his first marriage named Jolly. I mean, come on, that is the kind of hook just made to go viral. And of course, there's a catch. The hologram sets a deadline. If this mystery man Jolly doesn't show up by 3 p.m., the board of directors gets everything. And to identify him, well, they're given 3 very specific and, let's be honest, very strange criteria. So, as you can probably guess in a story like this, things get complicated. Right on cue, it's not one guy who shows up, but 3 completely different men. And every single one of them insists that he is the real Jolly. And here's what's so funny about this. Each man just so happens to perfectly and very suspiciously fit exactly one of those 3 criteria. You've got one lefty whose wife is from Afghanistan, another has the burn mark and his wife's from Sri Lanka, and the third claims to be the real lefty with his wife from Nepal. It's just a perfect recipe for chaos. With a 3-way standoff and no way to prove who's who, the family lawyer makes the only sensible call you could make in this mess. Order a DNA test. The results are due the next morning, and everyone's just hoping this will finally put an end to it. But just when you think this is settling into a goofy comedy about mistaken identity, the whole thing takes a much darker turn. The fight for the money is about to become a murder investigation. The doctor, the one and only person on the entire cruise ship who could actually conduct the DNA test and reveal the true heir, he's found dead. So suddenly, this isn't just about money anymore. And what follows is just total mayhem. I'm talking a classic soap opera move. Everyone wakes up with amnesia. They're in the wrong rooms, with the wrong partners, and a bunch of totally absurd clues start popping up. A love bite, a gun in someone's underwear, even a severed finger. At this point, everybody is a suspect.
Okay, so we've got a dead doctor and a ship full of suspects who can't remember a thing. So, 2 detectives, Baba and Badu, are brought in to solve the case. And their investigation techniques are, let's just say, less than professional.
This line right here just perfectly captures their style. While they're looking at the clue of a gun found in someone's underwear, they get into this huge argument about which part is more important. Their priorities are clearly a little skewed. And their incompetence is just on full display when they try the classic good cop, bad cop routine. It pretty quickly devolves into both of them threatening the suspect, and then they just start fighting with each other. Yeah, the case is going nowhere fast. So after a ton of ridiculous interrogations, a bunch of false leads, and plenty of slapstick comedy, the truth behind the murder of the doctor and another victim is finally about to come out. So the first major twist is that this was never the work of a single lone killer. Everyone had been looking for one person, but the whole crime was way more complex than that. That's right. The reality was there was a murderous partnership at play the entire time. 2 people working together to get that inheritance, and they were willing to kill anyone who got in their way.
And the killers are revealed to be Dev, Ranjit's other non-secret son, and Jalbushan, one of the fake Jollies. Dev was the mastermind. He killed the doctor when he got caught trying to tamper with the DNA results. His partner, Jalbushan, later killed the ship's captain to get rid of the only witness.
So just when it seems like the case is closed, the killers have confessed, and order is finally restored, the entire story gets completely flipped on its head with one last unbelievable twist. So let's just remember what this was all about, right? All the lies, the chaos, and 2 murders. It was all for Ranji Dobriel's massive 69 billion pound fortune. That was the prize. In the final moments, just as everything is wrapping up, a brand new character named Jalal just walks onto the scene. He steps forward and calmly announces that he is the actual one and only real Jolly. And here is the ultimate punchline. It turns out the real Jolly is already a billionaire himself, with a personal net worth of 169 billion pounds. That 69 billion pound inheritance that people were literally killing for was, to him, basically, pocket change. So what does he do? He just gives all the money away to everyone else on the ship and delivers this final super cheesy moral of the story. The real treasure in life isn't money, it's just enjoying yourself and having a good time. And all this just leaves us with one last lingering question. What's more absurd, the plot of this insane movie that doesn't even exist, or the fact that millions of people actually watched it? That right there might be the biggest mystery of all.